Yo, what's up? So this one I'm gonna talk about the great Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, basketball legend, writer, intellectual, freedom fighter, social rights activist, and he compared the national anthem to songs of slavery, and I co-sign him. He's right. It's true. It was proven. Francis Scott Key composed that song not with black people in mind. That's why a long time ago, myself, I refused to stand up for the anthem, and I find it offensive. Personally, the national anthem should be banned, to be honest with you, because it doesn't represent black people at all. It talks about, they take a verse out. It's about capturing and profiting off of black people. But it's got nothing to do with people that look like me as far as the song. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is a very intelligent, highly spoken, intellectualized man. And his faith worked against him in his professional sports, but make no mistakes about it. He never sold himself out corporately. The man has plenty of rings, MVPs, etc. He could be arguably considered the greatest basketball player ever. And it's hard to argue against his skyhook shot, which was still the most unstoppable move ever, to quote the great Oscar Robertson. But anyway, what he's touching on here is very serious and very true. You can't really feel patriotic in a place that has never embraced you, has used you as property, continues to use dead presidents on bills to validate the shortcomings and selective memory. So, um, what Kareem is talking about is that when you think about it, he's quoting Frederick Douglass. And so this is some deep things that is very prophetic to now, which represents the fact when you tie in what Colin Kaepernick was talking about. You can't justify something that wasn't composed with your best interest in mind, has never been documented to support that African Americans are part of what that is. So how are you going to stand for something that hasn't stood for you, that allows um, so much negativity and hostility to be subjective towards you? So I applaud Brother Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I support him 100,000% on this one because the national anthem, if you listen to it and those lyrics, they are slave songs. You know, they don't put a perspective about uniting. They don't. And when these ignorant people who get behind garbage, racist, Ku Klux Klansmen like Trump and that ilk, which is connected to David Duke and that ilk, that shows where the leanings are. So how are they gonna teach you to do that in school, to represent that or sing those words when it's not inclusive? It's a lie. And I'm glad that I'm glad that a brother like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, a very knowledgeable wordsmith, puts it into proper context that it's an injustice. And then how can you support that injustice in good character and good faith when it's not meant to embrace people that look like myself or look like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? That's the reality. That's the truth of it. They need to ban the national anthem. That's what they really need to do. They need to tear that crap apart, come up with another song that is about unity. You know, heck, as far as I'm concerned, you could make "We Are the World" the national anthem. I mean, let's be realistic. It wasn't. It was an anthem, and that has more profoundness than some racist song that was composed and used words that were derogatory and very negative. So Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is to be applauded for this remark because I'm glad that he spoke the truth about it. It is tied to songs of slavery. It doesn't reflect any person black at all. That's a fact. And if you really study why, ask yourself when they always told you to play the song right or sing the song right, how come they took the extra verse out? They took it out because they didn't want to get called out on their racist past. But then at the same time, it's just like them racist dead presidents they keep putting on them bills. They don't justify the reality of what you see. But yet they tell you to forget the past, but yet they want to hang on to the lineage of what? Hang on to what exactly? So Right on, Kareem. Peace.